Well, the rules are very, very similar, and that is the reason why Mahua Moitra now has to be evicted from her home in Telegraph Lane. What sources are telling us is that the notice has already been served to her, and within 30 days she's going to have to leave her official residence. The point is that this is something which goes in from both the Housing Committee of Lok Sabha, where she was a member of parliament from, and then of course through the Urban Development Ministry. She's been given 30 days in which to vacate the house. There have been several rumours and speculations about the kind of work which has been done inside her official accommodation, and that is something which is going to be a part of the stock taking. But let's talk about the politics and the political fallout of it. Remember, just recently when Rahul Gandhi had to vacate his 12th Tughlaq Lane residence, he had made a huge show about it. Cameras were called in, and there was his entire procedure where he scrutinized the house, he locked it with his own hands and handed over the keys to representatives of the Urban Development Ministry, with Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and KC Venugopal by his side. He also made the point that this house was given to him by the people of Wayanad and the people of India, so he was just returning it back to them, and he has no attachment to a residence because, this is something which he never thought was his entitlement. Of course, after that, the party also made a big show about the fact that he is beggar, how the government is also indulging in political witch hunt. In the case of Mahua Moitra, I guess that's the same politics which could be played out both by the Trinamool Congress, by Mahua Moitra herself, and of course by the India Front Alliance as well. She is unlikely to ask for an extension. 30 days should be enough for her to leave the residence. Will she really do a pomp and show when she vacates the official accommodation? That, of course, remains to be seen. But the entire procedure is something which has got the complete backing, not just of her party, but also that of the India Front Alliance. The questioning of the Ethics Committee, the right of the Ethics Committee to recommend expulsion, the fact that she was not allowed to speak inside Lok Sabha when that resolution was brought up has been repeatedly raised, not just by her, but by the entire Trinamool Congress as well as the India Front. In fact, the biggest news point of it all was you suddenly saw Sonia Gandhi walk down to her and standing right behind her as she was reading out the detailed statement she wanted to make inside the Lok Sabha. Clearly, for the India Front Alliance, the eviction of Mahua Moitra, both from the Lok Sabha and then as a matter of procedure from her official accommodation, will be used as one of the slogans for 2024. That anyone who is raising questions against the Prime Minister and questions his so-called nexus with the corporate sector always faces the wrong end of the stick. And therefore, Mahua Moitra's eviction from her official residence will also be made a part of the narrative. However, government sources have made it very clear to us that this is a matter of law and rule. Once you're no longer a member of parliament, you are not allowed to stay in that official accommodation. And this rule applies to everyone. For example, all those MPs who won as MLAs and have resigned as MPs from both Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh have had to vacate the official accommodation. They too have received a notice. So the BJP and the government is certainly not buying this argument that she is being targeted.